What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Scott Bernhard, man, and it's been a while. But I'm happy to be back. Happy New Year, 2019. New year, new goals, new vision, new everything. I don't know if you guys seen my last video, but on my last video, I kind of explained why I was away from posting videos. I was really focused on something that I really wanted to achieve for a very long time, and that thing was to get my NASM my certification in NASM, which is National Association for Sports Medicine Certification. So yeah, National Academy of Sports Education. So I'm glad to say that I passed. Right here, I don't know if you guys can see it, but I definitely passed my cert, and I'm so happy, I'm so excited. It's a new chapter in my life. It's just an amazing thing to accomplish the goals that you set for yourself. So this is one of my goals that I set before myself and I accomplished, and I'm really happy. So what I want to do for this particular video, play it forward. I want to play it forward because this test or studying for this kind of material was not easy at all. Trust me, it was not easy. I bust ass, man, like day and night, countless study hours, just putting my all into it, you know? So what I want to do for you guys, I want to play it forward because after I posted on my social media that I had passed my NASM, a lot of people came to me in my DMs and my messages like, yo, Scott, how did you pass it? The methods that you use to study for the test and to prepare for the test, because I tell you from first-hand experience, the test is not easy. It's not easy, but it's doable. It's doable, but it's not easy. You know, you gotta put your all into it. You gotta put that pain in. I'm gonna tell you like this: it's 120 questions, yo. 120 questions, multiple choice questions, and you gotta get 70. So you gotta get 70 right to pass. And if you don't get 70 right, then you fail. So it's very like, it's a little cutthroat, but you guys can do it. So what I wanna do, I wanna play it forward, and I wanna show you guys the methods that I used to study. I wanna show you guys what was really important in the test, because look at this book. I'm telling you, they're not gonna put everything on the test in this book. They're gonna be very selective, especially on things that you need to know. So I'm not gonna give you like verbatim for like all the questions that was there, because I know that everybody probably have a different test, but I am gonna give you some tips, some tricks, and just give you guys some awesome guidelines on how to go about the test. All right, so let's go. All right, disclaimer, guys. So I want to just put it out there that it's the 6th edition. So it's the 6th edition. I don't know if they're gonna change it for the year 2019, but this is what it is. All right, so let's just get into it. One of the most important things that you gotta know when preparing for the NASM test is the creme de la creme. Like, everything revolves around this. The OPT model, the Optimal Performance Training module. All right, guys, and you have to know the OPT model like inside and out. Know your stability endurance, your strength endurance, your hypertrophy, know maximal strength and no power. Know the amount of reps that you're supposed to do. Know the frequencies, all that jazz. Like, you have to know the OPT model. All right, guys, so next, so you gotta know about the joints and the ligaments, like the Golgi tendon. Know that when you like stretching to a certain point, the Golgi tendon is supposed to allow the muscles to relax. So know about the ligaments, the Golgi tendons, the joints. I think it was like 2 or 3 questions on that. It wasn't too much, but know about know it. Next, know about how blood circulates through the heart. I think they had like 3 or 4 questions about that, like how does it circulate, or you know, what's the method of the blood going through the heart. So know about that. Next, this is, know about the muscle fibers, the type 1 muscles the type 1 muscle fibers and the type 2 muscle fibers. It's very important. Know that there's slow twitch muscle fibers and fast twitch. So type 1 are the fast twitch, and they're small in size and they take long to tire out and break down, while the fast twitch muscle fibers are more for an explosive athlete, which it takes very quick to just break down, and that's more for explosiveness. All right, and they're larger. So know about your type 1 and type 2 muscle fibers. There was a few questions about metabolism, like glycolysis and glucose and things like that, but it was only like 2 or 3, probably like 2 or something like that. But know it was definitely in my test. It might be in yours. Know the human movement science, like the superior, the inferior, the proximal, distal, anterior, posterior. Please know that, like, the anterior is in the front while the posterior is in the back. Medial is in the middle. The center of the body. No lateral is definitely at the side of the body, so know that. They definitely had questions on that, so know it, study it. Know about the frontal plane, the sagittal plane, and the transverse plane. Know that, like, the transverse plane is like when you're rotating your body, you're rotating the trunk of your body. The sagittal plane is going from left to right, while the frontal plane is from front to back. So know what kind of exercises fall in those kind of planes. I think it was like 2 or 3 questions on that, but know it. Oh, this is a big one. Fitness assessments. Listen, guys, the assessments are a big chunk of the test. I think I got like a good 10 or 15 questions on the fitness assessments. So know it. Know the static assessment, like standing, just having clients stand. Know the overhead squat assessment. Guys, I cannot stress enough, like the overhead squat assessment, like, you gotta know it. Know if a client is falling forward while performing the overhead squat assessment, what are the underactive muscles, what are the overactive muscles, what muscles need to be strengthened, what muscles need to be lengthened. When it comes to the overhead squat assessment, I really put a lot into it, because you see, like, okay, these muscles are overactive. That means they need to be stretched. They're overactive. And the type of muscles, like, okay, if they're falling forward, then it's the hamstring complex, the abdominal complex, the gastrocnemius, which is your calf and your soleus, and then the underactive muscles, anterior tibialis, what is the anterior tibialis? It's there. But know it. Single leg squat assessment, know that. Pushing assessment, pulling assessment, like, just go in on the assessments, all right? So know it. The Rockport test, like, that's another assessment as well. The 3-minute YMCA test, know that. VO2 max, like how to calculate VO2 max, know it, study it, you got it. Flexibility, like, know your flexibilities, the different kinds of flexibilities, like, know corrective flexibility, know active flexibility, and know dynamic flexibility, functional flexibility, and know, like, which part of the OPT model that the flexibility are needed. Like, if a client's in the stabilization part of the OPT model, then they need corrective flexibility, and so on and so forth. So know it, learn it, all right? I didn't say too much on cardiovascular system, they didn't say too much, don't worry about it, but, calculate, like, the VO2 max, know that it's 220 minus the age, like, maximal heart rate, know that. Core training concepts, those are very, very important. Know what kind of core workouts fall in what stage of the OPT model, like, if you're doing a plank, then that's a stabilization workout. So it falls in the stabilization endurance category of the OPT model. So know that. Balance, it wasn't too many balance stuff on it. I think you most likely you probably see like one question on balance. Know it. Plyometric training, know that like plyo means explosive. Reactive training, also that going back to the OPT model. So know it, study it, you got this. SAQ'S, Speed, Agility, and Quickness. I think I got like a good 5 or 6 questions about that on the test. So it's very important to know, the speed, agility, and quickness. What are the workouts within the OPT model that you need to focus on if you're going for speed, agility, quickness. So know your SAQs, know what kind of workouts a elderly person could do versus somebody that's younger. So know it, study it, you got it. Resistance training concepts, please know that as well. I think I got like a good 4 questions on it, but each questions count. Like, don't just come into the test and like, okay, I know this and I know that, but I don't know this and I don't know that. Like, go in there, give it your all, and just really focus on each question, because like some of it is kind of common sense, some of it is common sense, but some of it you have to know and you have to study. Know about the stages of working out or exercise, like the exhaustion stage, the alarm stage, overtraining syndrome, know about it. They definitely question you on that. I kind of skipped one, but know subjective from objective questions or assessments, know about it. So subjective is something like a person's lifestyle or what they like to eat, things like that. While an objective question is more like, I'm asking you, what is your current health status, your height, your age, things that relatively cannot be changed. So no objective from subjective. This is going back to the OPT model, but this is more focused into it. Like, know the tempo. Like, know the tempo. Like, if you're going from a 4-2-1, then that's a stabilization. If you're going 2-0-2, that's more for hypertrophy. If you're going for X amount, then that's a power kind of tempo. So know that, know the frequencies. Also know the annual training, like if it's a micro kind of training, then that's a week. If it's a meso, then that's I believe it's 6 months or months, like something like that. And then if it's a macro, then that's a year, or an annual plan, that's a year. So they definitely had questions on that. Know it. Down to the nutrition part. They didn't really go in on nutrition because one, personal trainers are not supposed to give out nutrition plans. I mean, yeah, meal plans and stuff like that, unless it's certified. So they didn't really say much about nutrition, but they did give like an example, like, if a client comes to you want a meal plan or something like that, like how do you address the client? And just no. So if you see anything about nutrition on a test, just no. Ask like 1 or 2 questions of like protein, the carbs, the macronutrients, which is your protein, fats, and carbs. How many calories does a gram of protein or carb or fat may take? So I'm gonna ask you some lifestyle questions. Like, as far as lifestyle goes, I would say like the stages of training when it comes to clients, because there are always going to be stages, and just know that there's the first stage is pre-contemplation. So that's like they're not working out yet and they're not thinking about working out yet, so they're kind of just like I don't know. Contemplation, they're not working out yet, but now they're having a thought of working out. Like, they're like, okay, maybe I can give this a shot. And then preparation is like, okay, the client, he's working out, but it's kind of like on and off. It's nothing that's really stable. It's more like workout here and there, you know, but they're not like on a set schedule. Like their motivation is not there yet. But then action is where they're working out, they're focused, they're energized, they are motivated, and they're on a set schedule, and they're just following that schedule. And then the maintenance stage is where after 6 months, the client could either leave or they'll stay with you, but it's just maintenance. Like they're just trying to maintain at that point, you know. And the most important thing is that you don't want them to regress, but there's a high possibility. Like nothing really lasts forever. So study behavioral changes. Point 1, 2, like they did ask like the 4 P's of marketing: product, place, promotion, and price. They did ask some questions about that. So just study those key points, because they're gonna, it's funny, like when it came to the NASM test, they really try to trick you and put in these keywords that you've never seen before. But honestly, guys, I'll tell you like this, like if you study and if you put your all into it, you pass. For me personally, like how I went about it, I took notes out of the book. And most important thing is like I got I don't remember the price of the plan that I got, but I got online access to do the practice quiz. Let me tell you, the practice quiz is golden. Do not look over the practice quiz. That is everything. If you have access to the practice quiz, keep on doing it. But I would say, like, don't just fall back on that. Like, okay, I'm gonna just do the practice quiz, and that's what's gonna be on the test itself, because it's a good portion of the practice quiz, but then you have 120 questions, so it's like you don't know what they're gonna drag and what they're gonna bring in. So the goal, number 1 key, practice quiz if you have access to it. Another thing that I did, I definitely, when it came to research and my sources, I went all out. Like, of course, I'm doing a YouTube video. I went on YouTube and I started to study different people who had posted videos about how they passed the NASM and how they went about it. So now it's my time to play it forward, because without their help, then I wouldn't be here talking about, you know, me passing you the NASM. So I would say, like, when it comes to research and when it comes to sourcing, YouTube was a great tool for me. What else? Of course, like I said, I read the book. It's funny because, like, in the book you'll really see things that you won't really see in a practice quiz. So I read the book. I know some people got into this whole pocket prep thing. I didn't do that, but it's an option that you could probably do, you know, if you want to pass a quiz. And also, as far as like tips, you know, I definitely, especially when it came to like the overhead squat assessment, I mean, it's funny, I've been training, but I didn't have a cert. But what I did, I definitely practiced the overhead squat assessment. I practiced all these different movements, and just to see how my body would feel, I practiced it on somebody. And then also what I did, I started to use the scientific terms for certain body parts. So it's like, instead of saying my calf, I say my gastrocnemius. Or instead of saying my back, I say my rhomboid. So instead of me saying my shoulders, I'll say my scapula. So repetition is the key to mastery. So I would say, like, know the terms and use it in your everyday life. You know, like how we just talk to our peers, just use those terms in everyday life. I just want to encourage everybody who's looking forward to taking this test. Do not be discouraged. Don't feel like that you're not good enough. I know that it was a point I felt like I was very discouraged, but look at me, I passed. As you can see, I passed and I put my all into it, and this is just a tip of the iceberg. I'm looking forward to getting into more certifications, but this was a big one for me. I'm happy that I passed, and like I said, I want you guys to pass, and this is why I'm doing this video. Alright, so study. just study. Alright guys, so it's your boy Scott Bernard. I just want to say I thank you all for watching this video. I know it's a little bit lengthy, but it's a lot of information in here. I hope like this information can help you, and if it does help you, drop a like, leave a comment. I'll be back with more videos, like more fitness related videos, but whew, I definitely had to get this off my chest, alright? It's your boy, Scott Bernard. I'm signing out, and I hope you pass, alright? You better pass. Alright, boy.